Okay, so I was just listening to Congress, and they were talking about the inability to plan for inflation, the inability for business to plan. That's what they've been talking about. So businesses are now complaining that they have the inability to plan for their business and how to run it. They said they can sustain themselves and their employees a little bit. Now, how in the world do they expect the rest of the American public? This is something I've been hollering about for over 10 years now, and it's so frustrating. Because the thing is, once I started understanding what inflation is, and then there's an element of people who got the millennials and younger generation mad at senior citizens and Social Security and spending what they call their inheritance and their future. When it's inflation, you need to call it inflation because Congress is to blame. The Fed chair, he can't control these things. Now, Donald Trump wants to get rid of the Fed chair altogether, so he can just do things how he wants to do things. Now, the Fed chair has said inflation is at 4%. Today, he said it's at 4%, and they're trying to get it down to 2%. But the private business is who is raising the prices. The tariffs are raising the prices, and what Donald has done and his group of people who keep doing this, and they tell their art industry that that they just as well raise the price up higher. I don't know why they do that. I think that's for money laundering, so they can launder money through I can't even remember what I called it. I know I have it in a video somewhere. I don't know where my video is at. But what makes and the art community, on Shark Tank, they tell them to raise their prices higher related to arts that they can't sell as a product. And so they said that the value is in the individual unique work. And so this is about the people planning for the future, because Congress is now saying that private business does not have the ability to plan for the future. Well, what makes them think an individual senior citizen or any American citizen and every American citizen can plan for the future because of inflation? And this is what they're having a discussion about on the halls and the floor of Congress. Now, the Republicans aren't having this discussion. It's just the Democrats on their own. And so they're talking about inflation. And so they're saying that these businesses, they have two things that's going to happen. They're going to have to lay off more employees. They said they can sustain themselves a little bit, but they're complaining about Amazon, and they're complaining about brick and mortar stores. And they're saying that these stores like Amazon and brick and mortar stores can sustain themselves for a little while, but they are saying they're going to have to raise prices on the consumers or go out of business. That's their choices right now. And so they're saying that they have the inability to plan for the future. And that's if anybody is listening and you're involved with calling your politician, that's what you should be expressing to them individually yourself. You have the inability to plan for the future due to inflation, because that's what the private corporations are hollering about now, is how they have the inability to plan for the future. And so I just wanted to put that out there for the purposes of people who are in the United States. I don't even know that I'm even getting people in the United States right now, and that's a problem because I'm not reaching the people that I need to reach. I'm being put in places where nobody's going to care. I mean, foreign countries most certainly are not going to care. They said Trump made some deal with Japan, and they said then, when they look it over, then there's no deal. And so it was just like lip service is all that has happened and all that he has done. And so if you're someone who is active in the United States and you want to express something to our politicians, you should be thinking about saying you have the inability to plan for the future because of inflation. If corporations can't plan for the future, and they're saying it now, what makes them think the American public can plan for the future? And I've been hollering about this for a very, very long time. And this is what I told my divorce attorney too. I told him specifically, I said, how can I predict the future related to my divorce? And I'm going to need more money because I've been through 2 divorces. And my ex-husband only pays for a limited amount of time, but yet the courts pass the cost off to the ex-husbands, which then means that the wife is left high and dry because there's a point then the wife is told to go get a job. And there's not enough jobs for everyone to be on the payroll of someone else. Even though the Fed chair, he said they have a healthy, pretty much full, he said the job market is full, that everybody who's doing jobs, who can get a job, is doing a job. So what he's saying is that there's no more jobs that exist for the most part, that the employment area is full, which means that there's no more jobs for people to be able to do that are sustainable. Now, people are picking up odd and end jobs here, like doing Uber and DoorDash. Now they're hating that stuff though too at the same time. I will say that. And so I'm going to end my live stream at this point.